All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Ascendance of a Bookworm,
Season 2, Episode 12. Okay,
all right.
Mine just got out of a sticky situation.
Yeah, just barely. Worked out really well for her.
Nary
the
a
head
scratch.
priest is just he is the fucking strong. He is the best.
In the society
wonderful.
and also in the magic, and now we're going to see mine do a big ritual. Cool. That Ferdinand is setting her up for success with because he has a foil of some kind. Awesome.
Yep.
And as a way to basically show off how amazing she is to the knights, so that way they kind of fall in line and spread stories of that. Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll
Yeah.
set her up to have fewer issues in the future.
Yeah, the idea of them being a shield for her rather than potentially resenting her for bringing the eventual punishment that some of them are going to get, at least specifically their leader and the two that were guarding her,
Right.
For this ineptitude in the last episode.
Yes.
But mine. You're navigating the world of nobles. You're mostly kind of stepping on things along the way, but
Doing better than you would have 6 or 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better. In
Oh,
that
yeah.
regard. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Damn, that's a staff.
式講座
Oh,
まずはそなたが癒しの儀式を行うのだ
私がですか？
任務を放棄していたくらいだ魔力は余っているだろう
damn. This is the foil, probably.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Show that he is very much incapable of doing this.
Goddess of water, okay. 12, oh, okay. Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
Oh,
And because he's so
the
proud
earth has
because
been
of what
wounded.
happened, he is gonna do everything he can.
動きが止まった。
Yeah. He's going to go until he is spent.
御身に捧ぐは聖なる調べ、至上の波紋を。
Hamon!
偉そうに威張っていたがその
Damn.
程度か騎士団の人材不足も深刻だな
Yeah, and he takes it from him.
マイ
Jeez.
残りは君の仕事だ
And this is after getting drained by the tromba.
癒しと変化をもたらす水の女神フリュートレーネよそばに仕える眷属たる12の女神よ我の祈りを聞き届け聖なる力を与えたまえ
Oh, damn. Oh, that's a bit nebulous. These lands? She's gonna bless the entire region. It's
Right,
gonna
right.
extend beyond. Oh, no more. No more. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
新艦長これで大丈夫なのですか
ああ全体に魔力が満ちている
I like that he's there to be like, whoa, stop. Stop. Still too much, though.
これが神殿と領主の承認を得た青色見込み習いだそしてこの見込み習いは私の
Yeah, she's effectively my ward. Yeah.
異論はないようだ
She regenerated his mana.
一貫するぞ
All right. That was such a great decision to use Shikakoza at the beginning.
騎士団が私の命に背くようなことをすると
But it's a bit late for that now.
護衛の暴走は想定外ですよね新艦長の責任ではないですよ
いや、君に関することは私の責任だ。本当にすまない。
And with how much of an anomaly she is, you absolutely could expect that.
君から今日の騒動に関して要求はあるか？
Oh.
この顔ないと言え
Yeah.
ございます。
Damn it.
儀式用の衣装を要求いたします。
衣装？
見てください。できたばかりの新品だったのにこの通りです。
なるほど。
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
成長しても着られるようにと特別にしつらえたのにあんまりです。
女の衣装にかける情熱は
Ah, yes.
これと全く
I
同
do not
じものを
joke.
冬までにあつらえてください。
冬に何かあるのか？奉納式がある。
Aha.
神殿長が何を言うか想像がつくであろう。なるほど。了解した。衣装に関しては何とかしよ
恐れ入ります。ギルベルト商会に注文して。
う。他には？
That's
アーメル
amazing.
様は私を助けようとしてくれたり、式皇座様を諌める言葉をかけてくれま
I will speak on his behalf, yeah.
出てください。それ以外は騎士団の規則に沿った罰で結構です。これ以上妙な恨みは買いたくありませんから。
賢明な判断だな。では後のことは騎士団で決定する。
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
must be
what was
so
going
worried.
on?
いきなり頭の中に「ルッツ助けて」って声が響いて、マインがトロンベに巻きつかれてるところが見えたんだ。
あの時の
助けに行きたくてもどこに、
That must have been so scary.
マインが無事で本当によかった。
Oh.
即社会
Oh.
騎士団の要請の後は当然のように寝込み、私が動けるようになった頃には秋はだいぶ深まっていた。
Whoa.
Okay.
We're getting close.
新艦長参りました。
Oh.
マインか。では隠し部屋に来なさい。
新艦長、私何かしましたか？
Shut up and get in the
いい
room.
から早く
Yeah.
しな
I
Yeah,
can't
literally-
explain until we're in the room. Come to the secret room where we can
He
talk
basically
freely.
said
What?
exactly like
Why? I can't tell you that.
ほんのり甘みがあって美味しいです。
君は甘く感じたのか？
はい、そうですけど。
そうか。次はこれをつけるように。
Bro is testing her. Whoa.
Is he gonna search
Uh-oh.
through her memories?
Uh-oh.
Is this is kind of like what we had at the beginning of the show.
これで神を言うのはマインだけだ。かんざしだけではない。マインはさまざまなものを生み出した。
Right.
何より驚かされたのは本にかける情熱だ。本をこよなく愛していて、子供用の絵本まで作り出した。どう考えても普通ではない。一体君は何者なんだ？
Wow.
君の過去を調べさせてもらうぞ。マイン。
Here we go.
All right. And then he begins watching the show.
Nah, but he could go back even further.
And this would be our first time really seeing
あれ、
her before her
私
death.
どうしたんだろう。
This is cool.
私、そういえば
Oh,
Ah, yeah.
shadows.
Yeah. Sorry, but I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Cool. Showing her family.
Ah,
To this domain. Yeah. Come on, you should be resisting a little
Yeah.
bit. This is.
以前に言った夢の世界へ
oh, and that's the name. Okay, yeah, there we go.
浮かべてくれればそこへ行けるはずだ。
行きたいところへ行けるってことですか？じゃあ私についてきて。
Whee! Oh, hold on. Whoa.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what the hell? A librarian? What? This is amazing.
It's gonna break his brain.
Wow.
Oh,
home.
that's what her name was.
Oh, yeah.
早く食べちゃって片付かないから。
Oh, it's too relatable. She's getting so lost in a book.
Yeah, yeah.
もうせっかく浦野の好きなもの作ったのにバカみたい。
今本読んでるから。
Is it her birthday?
自分で片付けといてよね。
うるさいな。
So your mother was a god?
私、お母さんに謝らなきゃ。
マイ落ち着きなさい。
私、お母さんとちゃんとお別れしてないんです。だから、待ってお母さん。
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Were the emotions affecting the head priest too?
Probably, yeah.
新館長。
最悪の気分だ。
Oh,
同調しすぎた。
yeah. 大丈夫?
なんだ
I feel like giving you a head
My-
pat, you know?
Yeah. A
Yeah.
hug.
何をしている？
キューです。こうすると落ち着くんです。
Yeah!
私、こういう夢を見てぐちゃぐちゃな気分の時はトイレにキューってしてもらってて、
Oh.
館長にはしてくれる人がいないから。
いい加減にしなさい。
嫌です。
Oh.
落ち着きたいのは君ではないか。
ずっと思い出さないようにしていたんです。戻れないから。
Yeah.
お母さんにもう一度会わせて、
Yeah.
ありがとうございました。
Oh.
新館長、これまた使ってください。今度は私、お母さんのご飯が食べたいです。
断固と
Yeah, no.
君と同調するのはこりごりだ。
そんな、じゃあ、どっ
Yeah, yeah.
囲い込みは必須だな。餌は本か。
She's so easy.
新館
Gotcha.
Alright.
フェルディナンド様がいらっしゃいました。
Okay.
用は済んだ。これを変え
Okay. Gotcha.
悔いも害も全くない。
そなたの杞憂であったということか。
そうだ。
But
だが、
だが
マインには我々の知らない高度な文化を持つしかも成人した女性としての記憶だ。
何？どういうことだ？
驚くのも無理はない。
right, we're in a world of magic. Like,
Yeah.
I love that he's just like, that's
Yep.
just what it is.
をうまく使えば莫大な利益をエーレンフェストにもたらす存在になる。
Whoa.
だが本当に本のことしか考えていないので
Oh.
別に気に入っているのではない。利用価値が高いだけだ。
なるほど。確かにあの魔力は強大。
Yeah, immense is putting it lightly.
では式講座のことだが少々面倒なことになってる
How。so?
母親が騒ぎ立て方々に訴えているのであろう。
Of course, he's a mama's boy.
Yeah.
マインを養女にしてくれないか。
Whoa.
あれだけの魔力を持つマインの身は非常に危険だ。強力な後ろ盾がなければどのような扱いを受けるかわからない。
Okay.
マインの価値は計り知れない。よそに取られるわけにはいかぬ。
Damn.
Okay.
貴族に取り込んでおいた方がいい。
Wow. This is gonna change her world.
母さんの料理はやっぱりうまいな。
これもともとマインが作った料理だよね。
And they had that idea set up with Lutz and everything.
母さんごめんね。
何急に。
ちゃんと言えなかったから。母さんいつも美味しい料理を作ってくれてありがとう。
Oh, and the timing of this with her potentially being taken away.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
ありがとう。
おう。
Oh.
トゥーリーいつもわがまま。私この家に生まれてきて本当に良かったよ。
何かあった
Yeah.
マイン。
神殿にこもってしばらくみんなに会えなくなるって思ったら。
Yeah, winter's gonna be. Oh, is that all? Yeah.
のご飯。
Okay,
よ
alright.
しよし、マインは笑った顔が一番可愛い。
また始まった父さんの娘自慢。みんな大好き。
Oh.
Alright, alright.
お母さん、ありがとう。
I didn't need my heart anyway.
Yeah.
What a great end to a season.
Yeah.
マイン
Up.
アホ、今度は何をやらかした。
上級貴族から
どういうことだ、説明しろ。
すみません、急いでるんで詳しくは。
Whoopsie.
誰もマインを止められませんね。
マイン今日からまた絵本の印刷始めるぞ。
Yeah.
私もっともっともっと本を作るんだ。
Ah.
Wow. I love this show.
It's just such a good feeling. And it's got a world I just want to just dive so deep into.
Wow.
Oh. Well then.
大変結構。
Okay.
Oh man. Oh,
Oh,
I love it.
fun.
That's great.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's-
Mine is just completely better. Everything's good. We
Yep.
did the ritual.
Yep.
She got to gotta get bitch slapped around, which is kind of cathartic and
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But oh shoot, like she had to hold back, and Ferdinand made a point of it. But there were multiple points this episode that she did not hold back, and that's kind of the point. Is that
Right.
while she is this great boon to the people around her, and she is primarily obsessed with books, but she is,
Yep.
in some ways, dropping blessings everywhere she goes. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's still something, though, where the world is shaping around her in a very dramatic way, and the people that try to control that are not getting what they want out of it. They cannot contain her.
And even with the people that are the godsend level, like good fortune for you,
right.
they still have things that they're going to want you to do.
Yes.
Right.
And
like
use you for.
Yep.
Even Ferdinand, which is such a cool reveal to be like,
Yeah.
he's very smart and pragmatic
Yep.
and forward thinking, which means no, he sees the benefit that you will be not just in your mana, but in your mind as well.
Right, exactly. Like, and if anything, the fact that he was like, no, we're never doing this again, is probably the best gift he could give you. Right? In the, yes, I see you're not a threat, so I don't need to keep looking. But also in the, I'm not going to try and plumb your mind for
the details of this world.
Of this world, so that then I have it all myself or whatever. Right.
What he's basically saying is, I believe you now that you are a reincarnated being of some kind.
Yep.
That in of itself, sure, all right,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But we need to keep this a secret. And it's scary because someone else could find this, especially if you just have a magic item like this that's just like,
Oh, yeah.
just borrowed one from Cardstock or what have you, and it's it worked.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Here's this back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the situation. You
Right.
need to adopt her. like stat so that she's protected. And also the idea that in a lot of ways Ferdinand is not adopting her, which makes sense because
it might be because he's in the church.
He's
or
in
something.
the church, right? But the idea that Karlstadt is lower rank than him,
right?
So
but it might be because because you're in the Knight Order and all that stuff. There's like,
and they're probably old friends and he trusts him.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But even then, do you trust him fully? Like, I don't know this guy, so it's a thing where we still will be yet to, he's part of the next stage of her ascension, obviously.
Right, and what's the difference
standpoint? But
what's the difference in how nobility can treat other nobility versus how they can treat commoners, right? Because once you're higher ranked than them, you can basically tell them to do whatever you want.
That was the whole point with Downwell, yeah.
Yeah. So, who's like, but I'm guessing they probably do still have protections where it's if you go around and like, start killing other nobility, that's a problem, even if they're below your station.
Right, that's obviously a problem, but I think it's more the thing of where someone would claim her for their family in the way that they would basically be like, you will now be my concubine, basically,
right,
or my child wife, basically,
right,
or at
my
the very
slave
least,
or
my slave or my my daughter, basically. Those are the kinds of things where things could get really bad, and because she's a commoner, she can't say no to any of that stuff.
This feels like what's Shikikoza's doing? Oh, well, his mother's, going around and, talking to everybody.
Did you hear about how they treated my son, my perfect boy?
But the idea that that's actually like a legitimate tactic and strategy, right?
Yes.
Because of how this works and everything. So it's okay, cool. So we need to basically just get her plugged into a different network that will be helpful for her so that it's not just me, right? It's and also, Karstad or Karsted, who's, high up in the Knight Order and things like that, right? Like this is, then mine will actually be somebody that is of official importance, right?
Well, she'll be under the protection of a noble family, a house, or what have you. And that means, at the very least, the difference won't be a class-based one, but hierarchy within the class itself.
Right.
And that's a massive difference.
And also, I could see it being very helpful with, like, whatever political upheaval stuff there was of... I also want her to specifically be family of a leader within the Knights. Because
that's true.
Because we
that's
demonstrated how important she was with the mana and everything. Other people that didn't see that probably won't really care, or it's a rumor or whatever. But for people who witnessed it, they're going to be like, "Oh, right." And so the fact that these are knights, people who could, if shit hit the fan, could absolutely protect her, but then also to make her the daughter of one of their leaders. Then that'll probably add a bit more of the personal motivation.
Yeah, but damn, that's rough. The idea that she's probably gonna have to say goodbye to her family, and who knows when she'll see them again.
Yep.
But then trying to run a company, trying to do all this other stuff. This next season is gonna be quite massive for mine as far as as part of her ascension, if you will. So, very excited to see that. I loved the way that we utilized the real world here.
That was great.
The world being something that was shown in this very direct, no filter, just mind's perspective and memories being used here. And Ferdinand's just, wait, what is this? What's that? Who is that?
Huh?
Where are we? What is
exactly,
this?
Right.
This is so many books. Oh my God, no wonder you were moved to tears when you saw our library.
Right, and that library was probably like...
Just a basic Tokyo library.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Also, just the idea as well that he'll keep this knowledge in mind, but he's going to have to rationalize it at some point. He can't just sit on this knowledge and not let his mind wander and think and question and start to be curious. And I'm excited for him to start trying to piece together, wait, what does this mean? Because their world lore will change with the introduction of this knowledge.
Oh yeah, like how did she come here?
Well, not just how did she come here, how is there another world?
Right, yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's the kind of thing where, given that he's in the religious order, he has to be very careful with what he speaks about or talks about with this, because even if it's just a secret he keeps in his head, it calls into question a lot of things. Because for one, we know for a fact that the magic of the gods and all of the gods themselves are actually
legit.
real. It is legit. It is not just a doing goofy shit. It's actually real. But then he's going to have to reconcile that, which could also be, from a structural standpoint, another world.
Sure.
With the, mine's from this other world. Wait, so...
how does that work?
Have we been looking through this whole perspective of the gods and all that the wrong way, and it's actually something a little bit more understandable, a little bit more, human, if you will.
Or I don't think they'll go this direction, but is the fact that the gods' magic is legit, is that because so many people believe in these gods existing, right? So then they, it's sort of this, they get created or something like that, right?
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, another thing with this is that mine's coming from this world, and from as far as he could tell, the main thing that he noted was it was a more advanced world.
Right.
And I liked that he's smart enough to be like, I'm not going to make any more suppositions than that. I just know it is clearly more advanced.
Yep.
The buildings touched, the horizon.
Right, exactly.
The
things that they did with glass there is things that we just wouldn't do over here, yeah.
Yeah, fascinating stuff from his perspective. But the idea that this is also just what we've got adapted thus far. Apparently the light novel and all that is there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm very excited because
we're going far beyond memory, head sinking, drifting.
And I believe with this, we've officially caught up with the first episode, because given that this isn't going to be a thing that will be repeated,
yes.
Then that was the scene that we saw at the beginning.
I believe so, yeah.
Of him being like, I need to take a look in your head and find out what's going on, right?
And thus we then recapped the whole show, if you will.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
so either
prologue over,
Right, so it could be that, or he lied and he was like,
and he's gonna use it in the future. Well,
yeah.
Well,
or he's just doing it to, look over everything that's gone this far, and he's got some rule of hey, mine, I'm not going to entreat upon that other world, but I need to take some notes about what's happened here, and thus he then writes the story.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to butt into your stuff with your real mom and all that stuff, right? That was clearly a very intimate thing,
right?
That,
but for posterity,
private.
I'm going to write my own book.
Well,
about
and that's what I was
story. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking was going to happen, and that it's okay, and now we've caught up to where that begins, and then it's hey, we don't want all the eggs to be in one basket. The fact that you have all this stuff is incredible. I also want to know this stuff. Let's have this be a weekly thing.
Sure.
Sure.
But we'll see. Maybe it won't be. Maybe this was the only time.
But I loved how the emotions of this episode hit the part where she gets back and Lutz is like, oh my God, you're okay. I was so scared. I was an absolute mess. And then she just sums it up with the noble society is scary.
Yeah. And she was crying with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I can actually be myself around you.
Mm-hmm.
I can just let go and be like,
yep.
This is a lot. This is a lot. And I need a hug.
Mm-hmm. And we got it confirmed of right. She was an adult, or at the very least, still living at home, but grown up and all that stuff. And so then the idea.
Yeah, she's like a book shut in kind of.
Right, exactly. But the idea that then she can get back to the sort of simplicity with the emotional processing of just noble society is scary, right?
Yeah.
And get a hug from your friend.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, and then the idea of Ferdinand and her having a hug together, and he's like, what? I don't need this. This is just clear mind. You're projecting. Clearly this is you are the one that needs a hug.
And it's yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then he gives her a hug, and it's just this.
Yep.
It's this soft, tender moment where, obviously, he's a fascinating character in terms of what he could end up being in the story later.
Yep.
But there's just something about the way in which we have certain things just implied about his whole origin and his whole past, just by him being here and being such a high-ranking noble. Mm-hmm. He might literally have been abandoned by his family. He might have been separated from them for his own survival.
Oh, yeah.
He might not have any family anymore, and he might be the last living heir of a family that was slaughtered in the coup of, the political upheaval thing with all the nobles being killed.
Oh, yeah.
So there's all kinds of things that we could be implying about his emotional journey that he's been on.
Right.
And then, all this to say that he emotionally, ended up being forced to connect through Mind's story. But these items, they could go the other direction. There's nothing to say that Mind couldn't then also plumb the depths of his memory. In fact, I was almost surprised that they didn't kind of tease that, is that in the moment of emotional intensity, as he starts to pull away, he accidentally shows some of his memories. But he's probably also really adept at using the item, and she's not. So.
Well, and I like to think it's something where that's why he, one, didn't tell her what he was going to do before the process started.
True.
And then two, once the process starts, he tells her exactly what he's doing. Because then it guides her mind to her own mind, not to his mind.
True,
where it's I'm checking through your memories because I need to make sure you're not a threat to this realm, all that stuff, And so it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, all right, I'll show you my world.
Can we talk about actually his word choice there? He said a threat to this domain.
Domain, yes.
Now, that means in my mind,
like kingdom or something.
Country, kingdom, what have you, right? But it could also potentially just mean this
cosmos,
this plane of existence.
Yeah.
Now that's a stretch. That is a stretch.
He didn't get full confirmation of the idea of the other world being real and her being from there until he actually.
No, but he could be using that because he ended up thinking, oh, well, she's probably right about something. There is some kind of dream world that that she's been to. I just don't know what that is exactly.
Right.
And because he didn't, one, recognize it, or two, have any kind of grid for it. It's probably a stretch that that's what he was implying, but my brain is now aflush with the idea of this fantasy world ending up tapping into the possibility of multiple universes and talking about gods and crazy stuff. And
you had a real opportunity there to say, talking about domain expansions.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of man. But if there's anything like that that's going to happen, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Right. Because right now, we have to deal with the fact that Mind's going to be taken away from her family.
Again.
But in a more permanent...
In a very permanent kind of way.
Yeah.
She's literally not going to be their family anymore.
That is brutal.
It's
it's
a
such
fun consequence for the general summation of all the actions that she's taken thus far.
Right.
But the thing is that her actions weren't taken with the intent to do this. So it feels like an environmental thing, but it's both.
Right.
It's the environment and her choices collectively together. And it's really hard to have a decision made to transition the story in this way that doesn't just feel like the protagonist's agency getting robbed. Because obviously these people want to help the protagonist. They want to help Mind have her, her double life, if
but
you
it's
will.
there's other things that are happening, and you're right, because there is that bit of it where the agency is being taken away, right? But it's the thing of,
a little bit.
Hey, with all the crazy shit that is out there and could happen and is going to happen or whatever, this is basically the next step, right? And so then what that means for her in her day-to-day life, right? Just because she gets adopted, does that mean she'll be leaving the church, or things like that? She won't be
able to run the Gilbert company ever again.
Right. We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But, it's sold enough as a necessity, right? That it feels very much like the... if you get that cold open for a book of someone just running through the woods and they're being chased by something, right? It's like, okay, there's not a whole lot of agency in that, run so you don't die, but also it's...
Right, but there's going to come a point very quickly where the adoption process will be done, and then at that point, she's safer.
Right. But then how safe versus free and all that stuff.
Right. And that's what's fun here, is that I don't think her agency is being robbed in any strict sense, because it's Mine, you could say no, and not get adopted.
Right. I think, Ferdinand is going to
present her a very, very,
To be like, this
compelling offer.
Right. This is what we need to do. And that's probably where it'll go different from like the situation with like Lutz's family and that whole adoption idea, is that it's going to be he's probably going to talk with their family directly, and he's going to be like, yes, there will be the understanding that he has the power to just make this happen. But it's also here's the deal. Your daughter is very special, and she needs protection.
Sometime soon, this is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just going to happen either now with your consent and hers, and in a manner that's probably safer with a person that I trust.
Both for her and for you guys, because, yeah.
And I've set up all those specific building blocks so that we can have a good foundation for the future here. And I hope that you see the value in what I put into those blocks. Because if you don't, there's a possibility that I will not be in the picture at a later point, and it will be with somebody else that I don't trust, that doesn't have all this stuff put into it. So, again, this is the buildup of the world, this is the buildup of Mind's choices, this is the buildup of the characters surrounding her.
Exactly.
And yeah, they've done only, it's actually just, I love Ferdinand so much, but they've only done so much as to add complexity to his character, but they've not taken away the desire that he has to support Mind.
Right.
Like, it is something that has been held back a lot as to why until this episode. This is the first episode, really, where we've gotten into the exact why of why he values Mind so much.
Rather than him just being like a decent person that's like, hey, this person needs help.
Right.
And yeah, we could use
I never fully thought that it was I'm just a generally kind, good person. It was no, I see an asset here, and this is a good trade deal, so it is kind of Benno coded in that regard. But I was always wondering, like, well, when is it going to be more than that?
Right. And when does the other side present itself? Because with Benno, it's very straightforward of just money.
I want money, yes.
Yeah.
But for him, because he seems so disconnected from all that stuff, you could also get lulled into the false sense of security that he doesn't want anything.
And that's
because
why
he's a man of faith, and he's just happy with nothing.
And that's why I really like the decision to have that talk that he has with Karstead at the end, because that's a great way to leave the season off, both in the all right, we had that happy conclusion, but also, hey, here's what to look forward to in season 3, and it is both very exciting and also very scary and oh no.
Right. He wants to bring Mind's power, influence, power and ability and gift to benefit this realm, to benefit Ehrenfest, which is fun because as a contextual thing, I believe
Ehrenfest is the city.
Yeah. That's just the city. Now, this city is pretty decently sized, right?
Yep.
And from a size scope perspective, it's still a city.
Right.
But we had things brought up like you do dishonor to your lord a couple episodes ago, or last episode, whichever it was. So the idea that there is a lord of this city, it might even be like the father of Ferdinand, potentially.
Right, yeah.
But Or it's a indirect way of just Ferdinand calling himself as better and being like, I am kind of your lord in this case here.
Right.
But either way, this is a city. Cities do trade with other cities inside of countries.
Right, and even if this city is a very important trade city, it's just the one.
It's just a city. We are thinking still in small scale with regards to things.
Exactly.
Here. Even if wealth and better like standing in the overall region comes to Ehrenfest because of Mind's development, you could just have a king show up and be like, fiat power, that one, we've heard of her, we're taking her.
Yep.
It's done.
Right.
And so he's thinking like long term of like, she needs to become nobility like yesterday.
Right, exactly.
Why are we waiting?
We need to
here?
so fully, permanently cement in the idea of everyone around her that she is nobility, and not just like, you're a peasant that was adopted by a noble kind of thing.
So they don't have any attachment to her, or they don't have any...
So that if some king comes along and yoinks mine, everybody else gets scared of like, wait, would they do that to our children potentially, or
Right. Or another way to look at it is you'd risk going to war with us just to take this kid? Like the idea of like,
oh, sure,
you're taking away something from all of us by doing this. This isn't this isn't just, that's their family. We don't care about them. It's
right. We
need her integrated so that
mine
what
is
she
a
brings
resource
can
of
be
this
benefit
nation
to everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so what I get excited with that is then it's okay, if she can become ingrained into noble society, then noble society will see her value and not feel threatened by her because she will be a boon to them as well.
Right.
And I mean,
as opposed to just like, I'm going to mass inform the common folk and educate them in things, and then they might start getting ideas and thinking. And,
right. So, yeah, this is really cool. This is really exciting, and the idea that he's a schemer too. Like he's thinking.
He's got to be.
He's thinking ahead too. It's just it's fun. But then having a nice family dinner at the end there, juxtaposed with I never got to tell my mother how thankful I was for her.
Yeah, I love that it's not some like crazy big thing or whatever. It's the regret of the mundane annoyance, where it's the not appreciating the person, right? And they're trying to connect with you and everything, and they love you and all this stuff because, you're bothering me right now.
Yeah, and also kind of calling out a way in which mind's single-minded obsession has actually brought about negative consequences, not just in this world, but in the previous one.
Yep.
And it's good to have a passion. It's beneficial to have a passion. But when it gets to the point that you end up pushing people away or you miss other opportunities that were
maybe
things that you really did want. Like you did want those things, but you just you didn't look up.
Maybe it'd be helpful to rein that in every once in a while.
Yeah, or to have people around you that know when to be like, hey, we're going to grab that for a second here and be like,
yeah, exactly.
You need to engage here. This is something important.
Right, we're going to take the book away because you need to be able to focus on this other thing. Yeah.
I could offer you books. Books? Yoink. You guys hey! Just wait until she has like proper control of her magic and she's like a little bit older. Like, oh God, mine is going to be Mine is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
But I love the summation though of just so you looked inside her head. Yep, it was just books.
Yeah.
Like it's both the not going into any personal details that don't need to be shared.
Right.
And also just the, that we don't
We have nothing to worry about here.
Yeah.
That's also really cool because obviously he was looking at memories.
Right.
But what was also implied is he was looking at kind of the nature of her person and character as well. But given that it's her memories and her perspective, it's kind of the unwritten things that would be written probably in a light novel thing is that he's also feeling her emotions. He's feeling the ways in which
we
her
then
mind
get
works.
confirmed afterwards, which is great.
Right, we get it confirmed in the extreme sense, but I could see some people not drawing the connection between the two of saying like he only felt her emotions at that intense part there.
If you truly experience a snapshot of someone's feelings, right, especially in like an everyday sort of circumstance.
Sure.
Then you know them pretty damn well, right?
Oh, like, it would be, it'd be full on naked exposure.
Like just the no.
You'd get everything.
I'm bothered by my mom because I just want to read this book.
Yeah.
There you go. That's kind of all you need to know.
Sure.
But wonderful season.
Wonderful season.
Let's get on to the next one.
Yeah, and if you want to see that next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.